Hey guys, so today I thought I would do a video about my journey on ear stretching. Now, disclaimer, if you do not like ear piercings, you do not like any kind of body modification, please go to another video, because this is about body modification, and if it's not something you like, then go ahead and switch over. But for those who do want to know some information about my ear stretching journey, just keep on watching. So, really, what I want to, just kind of show y'all is my journey through it and some stuff that helped me out through the journey of ear stretching. So, let's get to it. Okay, so the first part of the ear stretching, which I did, was I gathered up all the information that I needed to know about ear stretching, like what kind of tapers to use, tunnels, plugs, what was the recommended weight before stretching every time. I did at least a good month's worth of researching before I ever did go ahead and start the ear stretching. Now, I did go with the acrylic ear stretching kit that Amazon had, and if I can find it, I'll link it down in the bottom. I did not use that ear butter or whatever it was. I found out that I like the vitamin E oil. Now, I've had this bottle since my ear stretching, so, and I'm still pretty good. I've only used about that much. So, this will last a pretty good long time, whether it's just all depends on what you want to do. I just did not want to have to order it because nowhere in my area had the ear stuff. So, and this was the second best. It just doesn't want you to use anything that has water based, and of course, vitamin E doesn't. And this is a skin oil, so it's really good. It's just to help keep your ears from chapping, which I did not have an issue with my ears getting chapped during the summer nor the winter. So, because I started this process in the summer, midsummer to now winter, and it's been quite a trip. I believe I started 5/13. That's when I started my ear stretching journey. Um, so I started my kit. Came with a from let's see 14 gauges. Mine came from a 14 all the way up to 00. Now mine is multicolored, um, which I'll show you. This is the 14, and what I'm gonna do is I do have like a before and after picture of each time. So, and then on these, I wrote the day I did this, my day I started on my ear stretching. So, and I bought, this is the acrylic. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see. That's the taper. And then it came with the matching purple ones. But my thing was I was worried about the sanitation of them. So I went ahead and got surgical stainless steel tunnels or not tapers. Tunnels, I believe is what these were. And they're right there. So, here is my ear at 14 gauge starting off. So, here's the picture. Okay, so that was the 14 gauge. That was not a big deal because what I was told, you're usually, depending on where you go, you are usually pierced with a 14. Um, and when I ordered some of my earrings, I got this little card. So this kind of helped me out too. It kind of shows you the size of what it is. So, of course, right now I'm at the very end of this one. I'm at 00. So then I'd have to start doing the bigger ones. So that was at 14. Let's see. Now I went to a 12. Now, I did not wait very long between a 14 and a 12 because, like I said, I was pierced. My ears were pierced at a 14. So the next day, there was no. Usually, there's like you can feel a pinch. There was no pinching during switching from the 14 to the 12. So the next day, and then this is actually the blue. It's a blue set. I don't know. I know there's probably a glare, but like I said, there's going to be a photo of it. And I switched the 16th the next day. And then, of course, I got the stainless steel all the way up to 00s. So here is my ear at 12 gauges. So that one wasn't that bad. There was a little bit of a pinch when I went up to that size. So then the next time I waited, let's see, that was 16th. I waited 3 days. They said the first few gauges would be simple, but not to stretch fast because you could have a blowout. So I was worried about a blowout, which I did not have, and I have yet to have a blowout. So, the next, on the 19th, I switched to the 10 gauge, which are these little black ones. Now, I don't have the stainless steel for these because I actually gave them, cleaned them and gave them away to somebody that needed them more than I, because I only had these for a little while. So for 10, it was more of a pinch, for people that don't go by the gauges. It's a 2.5 millimeter. So that was not bad. It was a little bit of a pinch. One trick that I did learn was to make sure I had enough vitamin E oil on my ear and on this, so it was easier, and then it didn't pull the skin as much. Now, some people said that it was good to take a shower first and then do this, but that didn't work too well for me. It was like my ear just drew up more. So, but here is my ear at the 10 gauge. So after I did the 10 gauge, we move up to the 8 gauge, which I did that on the 19th. And then this one I did on the 23rd. Now this one did have a little bit more of a pinch. Like I said, the bigger they are, because this was a 2 point, no, this is a 3.2 millimeter. So this one was a little bit bigger than my previous one. So this one did hurt a little bit. I only have the tapers for this one. Again, I did mark the date on this. And again, I don't have the tunnels or plugs because I lended them to someone that needed them. So that wasn't that bad. I did enjoy having the different colors instead of one single color every time. So that was pretty cool. So here is my ear in an 8 gauge. Okay, so when I went from a 8 gauge, sometimes people do a 6 gauge, but this particular set did not come with a 6 gauge. It skipped 6 and went to 4. So I did have to wait a little bit longer than like 3 or 4 or 5 days. I actually waited till the 6th, or sorry, the next month, which would have been 6/5. So I did that. Now this one did hurt a little bit more, and it wasn't as easy to get into my ear. I think it took me 2 or 3 tries to actually get it, but this did come in handy when doing that. If you do decide to do the vitamin E oil, you need to put as much as you can. This really does not go that fast as long as you don't just pour it on your ear. But this right here will help with the stretching. And I swear it. I don't know about the other stuff. Some people swear by that stuff. But I swear by the vitamin E oil, which it's better for your skin, I think. Because this is skin oil. It's really good for, and of course it says right here, skin health. Vitamin E is very good for your skin. So this right here will help heal your ear a lot faster than probably that ear butter or whatever they call it. So, let's get back to this is at a 5.1 or 5.1 millimeter to a 4 gauge. So here, and I like this. This was my favorite color because it's a lime green. Yes, these are a lot bigger. And then I do have the tunnels on this one. I did like the tunnels because then I could start seeing through my ear, and I thought that was kind of fun. And I could stick a toothpick in my ear, or in the tunnel. So, but yeah. So this was my 4 gauge, and I'll take you to a closer look at the 4. Okay, so again, this is getting harder and harder to, and it does hurt a little bit. I've not had any complications at this point though with putting these in my ear. Yeah, my ears have been sore for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Now, I think when I got up to the bigger size, it was sore for an hour. Now, the 2 gauge, I did have a little issue with on this ear. Everybody usually has like a bad ear and a good ear. This ear, I have no problem with. It took the stretching fine. No kickbacks, nothing. I did not have any blowouts. But I did have a reaction in this ear. I've always, ever since I've had this ear pierced, it has given me some problems here and there. To where sometimes I couldn't wear earrings in it for a few days. But this one finally did give me an issue when I started doing the stretching to the 2 gauge or the 6.5 millimeter. It kind of almost tried to set up an infection, which of course with the help of the vitamin E, I'm going to show this a lot because I swear by this stuff, and I think this is a whole lot better for you, for your ears, or for anything that you do. And peroxide. I did use a lot of peroxide, even though some people said it wasn't good to use, and sometimes it irritated their ears. But this one was trying to start like a little bit of an infection or something. I don't know what it was trying to do. Because I did have some drainage, a little bit of drainage. But it wasn't nothing, it was not nasty drainage. It was just like the ear was trying to say, no, it's not supposed to go there, which it's understandable because our ears are not used to this. So I did have that issue with the 2 gauge. I think I started it a few days before I actually wrote down. But I wrote that I put these in on the 17th, 6/17. So I did wait a little bit longer. These are yellow. So there was a little bit more of a wait on those. And here's the stainless steel ones. And here is my ear with the 2 gauge on it. Okay, so from the 2 gauge, and after I had that issue, I was going to stop. I thought, well, maybe my ear is trying to tell me no more stretching. So I went several months. I don't even remember how because I forgot to write it down. I went several months without stretching my ear. I think I actually just recently stretched my ear again a while back to my final my final 00. But when I finally got to the 00, I was like, okay, that's it. Okay, of course, one of my ears had a mind of its own, but these were my favorite. Like I said, I've had these for several months. I even went ahead and purchased some silicone ones, and which I'll show here in a minute. But here's the uh, zero gauge, which is 8.2 millimeters for those that go by the millimeters. I love these. Like I said, that's what I used. Here are the tunnels. I like the stainless steel. They're single flared with a O-ring on the back. I kind of like those, but when I didn't know really what kind of ones I was going to like to wear just a little bit more, but I did go online to this. It was on Amazon, and I'll try to post the link to where I got them so you can see them and see if you want to. But of course, like where I got this card, the Body for You company, they sent me the zero silicone. It's a little bit harder. It's not as squishy as the ones I've got now, but these are the ones. They're a little bit squishy. Yeah, I can't speak today. But but these are double flared silicone. These I liked. The only thing is because this ear has a mind of its own, it stretched itself to where these right here would not stay in my ear. They would just go straight in, straight out. So I had to basically in this ear stretch up. So I got a few pairs here. Let me go to my trusty earring holder, which I'll show here in a minute, and get my colors. It came with, I'm trying to think, 2, 4, 6, 8 colors. I think it was 8 colors for like $3.99, plus like a $2 shipping and handling. But again, and cleaning. We'll get onto that toward the end of the video. I will talk to you about the cleaning, which is a necessity, especially if you have acrylic. Like I said, I'd only had the plugs in for just the few days after I stretched. Then automatically I switched to the stainless steel because of the cleaning issues. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I've got, let's see, I had a red, whoops, sorry. I have a pink or a light pink. Then I have a red. It came with an orange, blue, a black, which I didn't wear the black much, a white, a pink, which this pink is really cute. It's lighter here, but it's a lot darker than it looks, and then a green. Now, a lot of times I did not wear like a blue and a blue, pink and a pink. Sometimes I would just switch it around because it was just fun. I kind of think these aren't true to size, but they may be. It just may be that this ear just wanted to stretch itself. So I did get those, and I loved them. And if it was to me, I would have stayed at a 0. But again, like I said, I was having issues with this ear, and I'm kind of OCD about everything being even. So I was not going to upgrade this ear to a 00, and then this ear stay at a 0. Wasn't going to have that. But I did enjoy having these, and cleaning them was actually pretty easy. I just stuck them in some either alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, or just some hot water and soap. That was easy. Now, the acrylic, the reason why I say cleaning is very, very important. If you do just use the plugs for the acrylic, is that they do have cracks in them, and if you look at them closely, if you take a magnifying glass and look at them closely, you'll see cracks. Okay, your dead skin, your ear, what they called ear gunk, would get in there, and if you did not clean it, it could cause an infection or, some kind of ear issue, a blowout, whatever. So cleaning is you know, just the main thing. And even when you buy brand new ones, when I got these, I let them sit in a whole bunch, or a big old thing of hot water and soap. And then I took some antibacterial soap and washed them even further. Even with the new ones that I have on, I did do that as well. So here is my ears at 0 gauge, and before and after. Okay, so like I said, I just recently stretched my ears. I think it was about three 3 weeks ago that I finally stretched my ears to the 0 gauge. This is what the 0 gauge. I love this color. It's like a teal color. In fact, let me see if I can actually pull it out and show you more of. It doesn't really do it justice. Now, I did not have to use the taper except on this ear. Like I said, this one right here, I took the plug. I took the plug and I just popped it in my ear. That's how easy it was for that ear. Now, for this ear, I did have to use the taper and put vitamin E oil all over it, plus all over my ear. Massage my ear for a few minutes to get the blood flowing. And then finally this went through. Now, I did not have any issues with it. It was smooth. And of course, this is my final ear stretching. So, once I got done with this, I did go into the stainless steel. I took my stainless steel out today to put in my new ones after I cleaned a pair of them, and I can't find them. So, I don't have my stainless steel ones to show you. But, I did order a week ago, actually. I ordered my new tunnels. And these are they're supposed to be glow in the dark. Like I said, I have not checked. They're supposed to be UV glow super thin silicone ear tunnels. There's 6 different colors. And they were $7.99. It's a 5-pack, which, you know, they really did come in. I've got the pink ones on now. And then, of course, this is what they came in. So, if you want to go to bodyjewelry.com, check out their earrings. This was a reasonable price. I did think that was a reasonable price for a good amount of earrings. Or, not earrings. Sorry. Tunnels. But they are super thin, which I've got to say, guys, no joke set aside. Excuse me. These are the most comfortable tunnels I've ever had. These were okay. These harder silicone, they were okay. But these right here, and I'll get one out. I'm not going to take the one out of my ear. These right here are super, super squishy. I mean, like, these are double flared silicone. They're super thin. It almost feels like I don't have anything in. I don't feel the tunnels in at all. I feel like my ear's bare. Now, the one thing I do say, it does make my ear seem like I've gauged it more than what it really is, because this is a 00, and it seems like I'm big. The hole is bigger, but it's not. It's just because it's a thinner material than this. I mean, you can kind of tell. This is, see how thick the wall is? Well, this isn't that thick. And so you can tell they're not that squishy. So, these are supposed to be glow in the dark. I have not tested them. I really haven't had time to even try it out yet. There's a few of them that are glow in the dark. I think there's like 2, 3 pair that may be glow in the dark. The rest are regular. So I do recommend these, the extra thin silicone. Some people say that silicone dries their ear out. I have not had an issue with silicone. Some people are allergic to it, so it just all depends on what you like. So I will actually put this one specially down because I do recommend it for people that, you know, don't want the big old gaudy ones. Of course, I haven't gotten any of those yet. I'm still trying to make sure that this is the size I'm going to stay at, which I'm pretty sure this is. So, and again, these right here was a really good price. I actually have the price in front of me. They're $7.99 for a 5-pack glow tunnels, and these are 10. Let's see, these are 9.2 millimeters. The pack says they're 10 millimeters, but it just all depends, I guess. But anyway, these are for the 00 gauge ears. $7.99. Shipping was $4 for me, so it's really not bad. They actually got here on time. Really good company. And again, like I said, I cleaned the pair that's in my ear right now. They got cleaned with hot soap and antibacterial soap before going into my ear. So I will probably be purchasing more of these, probably in a wider range of colors. So that is basically all my ear stretching. Let me show you what, well, I mean, you kind of can see the ear stretching before and after, but I'm going to show you a picture of it, and then we'll kind of go into the more detailed about ear stretching. Okay, so you've seen my pictures of my journey through the ear stretching. So now I'd like to just give my tips for starting it. Just kind of give you just a little bit of help that helped me out. Like I said, you start out at a 16 gauge. Some you're usually pierced with an 18. Some depending on where you get your ear pierced, sometimes they start at a 16. But the best thing to do is just go one size bigger than what you're pierced with to start out. But if you feel like it's necessary, start out with the same size. The next thing is the stretching time. There is a I could not find an exact time to leave in between each stretching. Now, I did not follow these guidelines, but I followed my ears. So that's something you have to do. Some people say wait 6 weeks in between each stretching. Some people say 2 to 6 months. Just follow your ears. Like I said, don't overstretch them. You'll know if it hurts or if they start bleeding or if you start to have an infection. Take them out. Okay. Now, there are 2 different kind of stretching methods. One is a taper, which I've shown y'all what a taper is. Give me just a second. I'll show the biggest one. The taper, of course, is the one that's like this. Starts off small and goes to the actual size of the hole that you're looking for. This is a taper. The next one is called a tape wrapping method. I don't know very much about this, but I do know that it's basically taking a small taper, wrapping some kind of fabric or tape around it to make it bigger. So I like these are set size, so you know what size you're getting. Now there's 2 different types of course, there's 2 different types of the like what you would put in your ear after you do the taping. You do not leave the taper in your ear. I have seen so many people walk around with the taper in their ear. You're not supposed to, because that can actually stretch your ear further because it's putting too much weight on one side of your ear. So of course there's 2 different types. There is the plugs, which is pretty simple. Plugs, there's no holes. Plugs can also be double flared, single flared, with O-rings. Plugs, Tunnels, they have a hole in the middle. It's pretty easy how to find them. Tunnels usually, I think, come in just double flared. Maybe wrong. But tunnels, like I said, have the holes. Plugs don't. So it's pretty simple on how to do that. Again, vitamin E oil. Clean it with hydrogen peroxide. Don't do alcohol. Alcohol usually dries it. Now I do clean my products in alcohol, but I do not put alcohol on my ears whilst doing the stretching process. Okay, so let me try to finish this real quick before my computer dies of overheating. Basically, just kind of use common sense. Sorry for the rocky video. It's basically common sense. Please, take care of your ears. It's like any other thing, you got to make sure you clean them. Make sure you take good care of them. Make sure that if you do have irritated skin, make sure you use common sense. Now, yes, there are some people that ask, well, if I take these out, will my holes close up? Most likely, yes, depending on your ears. Just, I do not take mine out and leave them out except when I take a shower, because that's when I like to go ahead and let my ears get cleaned by the steam. But then once I do that, I dry it. Maybe put some vitamin E oil depending on how dried out they are. And that's it. So, it's all up to you how you take care of your ears. This is my routine on how I did mine. But if you have any questions or comments or concerns about ear stretching, or if you want to give some hints to other people that may watch this video, have no problem. Comment it down below. I'll try to get all the website information about where I got my products. And I might even link you to some of these little pages that I found helpful on doing my research on how to ear stretch. So, like I said, if you like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and maybe I can do some more videos like this. So, y'all have a good day. Bye, guys.